Chapter 1. Taking Flight. We who are strong have an obligation to bear with the failings of the weak and not to please ourselves. Romans 15, verse 1. Monday morning, I'd flown home to Seattle, back from Denver long enough to toss dirty clothes out of their suitcases and start a load of laundry, while my two daughters reacquainted with their dolls and magnetiles. I recalled my mom's response when I told her that I planned to return to Denver for another visit the following week. "Oh, I'm not sure I'll still be here then, Sarah." Mom started to say goodbye. I cut her off. "No, I'll see you again." I smiled, trying to pretend this was any other farewell, trying to convince myself that this wasn't really the end. There was no way Mom was dying. I'd been fabricating this kind of confidence about her life for the last 5 years. But goodbye was in Mom's eyes. Goodbye was in her embrace, weak as it was, even though I'd grown accustomed to air hugs, lest I spread germs to her highly susceptible lungs and body. Suddenly, I felt sure of nothing. I faked my way back to life as usual on the plane ride home, barely able to process anything my children were saying. I was Mama on autopilot, dragging car seats off the plane, lugging weary bodies into the car and then inside the house, washing airplane crud off tiny hands. Not that any of this was unusual. Numbed-out Mom dutifully attending to the needs of small people while furtively fixating on a swirling emotional storm was one of my specialties. I needed to talk to someone, so I called a close friend. Heather had been through this herself when her mother died a few summers earlier. "You're back in Seattle?" she asked skeptically, confirming my unease. "Yes, but I'll go back to Denver again next week," I said. "I told my mom I'm going to go back again next Monday." After an awkward pause, Heather said, "I hesitate to tell you this, but the end can go pretty fast." "Faster than a week?" "I'm sure it's different for everyone," she said. "I just know it went really fast for my mom. I wasn't prepared for that." Unsettled, I called my sister for reassurance. "I don't know how to explain it, but there's been a change since you left," Amy said. Even though we'd been home for less than an hour, I moved full throttle, rebooking a flight back to Denver that would leave in 2 hours. After dropping Violet and Olive off at a friend's house, I sped my way through childcare and scheduling plans while en route to the airport, calling my in-laws, the preschool teacher, babysitters, and my closest friends and neighbors. For a moment, I paused from the grim matter at hand to applaud myself. As a new parent, I'd learned about the importance of a support village, something often lacking in this isolating age without live-in grandparents or aunties next door, and thanks to a fleeing from church culture. Mindful of this, and in lieu of in-city grandparents and church-based community, I deliberately worked to surround my family with our own village. Look at those efforts pay off, I told myself. All the week's plans came together as I rounded my way into the parking garage at SeaTac Airport. My husband, Jeff, who'd been on a business trip, would land in Seattle within 30 minutes of my flight's departure out of Seattle. That left just the right amount of overlap for me to hand him the car keys, tell him he'd find the car in row 5J of the parking garage, text him the week's schedule for the kids, and kiss his stunned face on the cheek. As an event planner by trade, I'd always been a master of logistics, but I usually spent months working on each event. This rushed effort surpassed anything I'd attempted before. Did I have help on my side? I wondered, and then caught a flit of an answer. Maybe this is the kindness God doles out when your mom is dying. In any case, the fact that everything lined up so effortlessly and would be so gentle on my daughters made me think that I was flying in the right direction. I just hoped I'd get there in time. More importantly, I hoped to be up for the challenge. Mom had been preparing for her death for the last 4 months, but that didn't mean I had.